Hey everyone, how is it going? It is your pal, Sal here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to our Cher discography journey. Happy Wednesday, everybody. How is everybody doing? I just feel like, you know what's so funny is that I feel like I've been doing this Cher reaction for about like 5 years now, but every week when it comes up, I'm just like, okay, it's time to learn a new Cher album. It just feels like the gift that keeps on giving. But anyways, today we are here to talk about her 5th studio album. Also, I'm sorry if you hear like a little bit of like clinking in the background. My dog is in the room right now and she's trying to pick a spot where she wants to sleep. But anyways, so today we are talking about Cher's 5th studio album, which was released on July in 1968. There's no clear date on this one exactly, but this album is called Backstage, and this is an album that I coincidentally own on vinyl as well, as I'm sure many of you have done. You go through the thrift store, whenever you see Cher, you just grab it and pick it. So I've owned this LP for a few years now, and I know at some point I must have spinned it or at least listened to some of it, because some of the tracks I do know on here. Not only do I know the songs, I like know the Cher version, because again, there's a lot of covers on these older albums. But anyways, this album did not chart on the Billboard 200 because this is starting to be where Cher's singing career, not necessarily her singing, but her album putouts and her single putouts weren't doing so hot. So like I said, these didn't chart, or the album didn't chart, and there were only 2 singles, neither of which charted, which includes the Click song and Take Me for a Little While. 2 songs I do not know. I should say before we get started, the songs on here I know are obviously the covers of Do You Believe in Magic, and I've heard her version of A House Is Not a Home and The Impossible Dream, The Quest, which I believe is, that song is from Man of La Mancha, right? Yes, Man of La Mancha. So, okay, so I'm correct there. So, that's about all I know, and it's nice though that actually when I get to finish listening to this, digitally, I get to pop on the vinyl and be like, okay, now we're going through Backstage. One thing is that this is a Cher cover that I really like. It's literally her backstage getting ready for a show, I would assume. Love her fit that she's got going on here, and there's beautiful pictures in the back as well too. So I think without further ado, the best thing we can do is get started. So let's begin with track number 1, which is called Go Now. So here we go, we're going now, let's do it. That sounds like baseball. Oh, okay. A little churchy for Cher right now. With that organ almost. Oh, that's pretty.
Go now, go now, go now.
Oh, whoa.
Before they see you cry.
Oh, wow.
Go now.
I love that, the strings.
Go now, go now.
Go now.
Go now. Don't even try. Telling me you really don't want to sit in this way.
I like how it almost sounds like it's whistling too. That's cute.
I don't want you to tell me just what you should do now. Then you better go now.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, that was Go Now, and this was probably, would I argue that this is the weirdest opener for a Cher album so far? I might do that because it includes a lot of different instruments in it, especially with the organ, the parts where there was the strings included. I really did like this song sonically and production-wise. I thought it was really cool, really gripping. I loved Cher's vocal. Again, we're getting a little bit more consistency in her vocals as we go along, with each of these albums. We're still not quite there to, like, Cher yet, but you definitely feel that she's, I feel like so far this is probably the most confident song I think I've heard her sing. As a whole package, though, I don't know if I was loving the lyrics real as much as I would like to. What I was gathering is that she's with a dude. They're kind of, you know, they're breaking up, and she's like, "You gotta go now, because I do not want you to see me cry. I don't want you to go, but you gotta go now because I can't let you see me in this vulnerable state." So it's interesting. This is an interesting piece. Definitely one that merits a few more re-listens, at least from me. To fully solidify it, or if I find out that I truly like it. So for now, I'm not gonna put a like next to it, but I'm not done with her. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear her a few more times and see where she lands for me. Track number 2, Carnival.
I sing to the sun in the sky. Carnival time is here, magical time of year, and as the time draws near.
Oh wow, she's getting real low here.
Dreams lift my heart.
She sounds lovely. Ah.
My guitar.
My guitar.
Love, come my way.
Oh, she sounds lovely.
This
oh wow.
Carnival day and stay.
Such control over her voice, I love it.
Here in my heart, will love come my way?
That just sounds so pretty. She's letting her voice be so free. I love that. I'm not sold on this song quite yet. So one of the things I did, because I had to look this up, because you know, we got to know who wrote these, you know, where they come from. So Carnival is originally, it looks like yeah, what is I gotta? Oh yeah, it's oh my god, I can't talk. It's written by a Brazilian composer named Luis Bonfa and Antonio Maria. So apparently this song is a very well-known standard. I didn't know it, but now I do. The song itself, I was not in love with. I felt like it was definitely, it's a very melancholy song. I mean, it's not the most pleasant, like, happiest song to listen to. Not to say that I need everything to be happy. I just didn't really love the song in itself. However, Cher's vocal, like I said Go Now might be one of the best Cher vocals. If anything, this is her most controlled and most comfortable vocal. Like, it sounds perfect. When she lets herself go freer on some of those more higher notes, it's just very, it's very liberating. You're like, oh, Sherilyn, like, okay. So the song itself, while it did not do anything for me, I'm gonna put a like next to it because I could listen to Cher sing this all day and be very pleasantly happy. Also, before we continue, because I brought up like the page that shows all the songwriters, I didn't realize this is our first album that has no Sonny Bono writing credits, which I'm not sure if I'm like, ooh, that's cool, or uh-oh, I don't know. So we'll keep it going. Track number 3, It All Adds Up Now. Again, a little drummy, a little rhythmy.
The way you look at her.
This reminds me of a Cher song from another album.
You used to look at me when things were different before. It all adds up now. My heart knows the score.
That's pretty.
Love will come another day in a new disguise.
Yeah, as a whole, that one didn't do a whole lot for me either. One thing I found interesting about this song is that in 2016, this song was used in a NatWest advertisement campaign with the title of the song being used as the company's slogan. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, though, the song really did nothing for me. In all honesty, Cher's, while she sounded fine, she didn't sound completely interested in doing it. So, yeah. Track number 4, Reason to Believe. Oh, this is pretty. I like this so far. Okay.
I found a way to believe that it's all true.
Oh, that's pretty.
Knowing that you lied straight-faced while I cried myself. If I gave you time to change my mind, I'd find
Again, the
a
production
way
is stellar on here.
to leave the past behind, to believe. I cried, still I'd look to find a reason to believe.
Okay, lyrically, this song did not age well whatsoever. Basically, it's about this guy that he just seems like an asshole. And Cher is like, I can't believe that I'm sitting here crying and that you're gonna look at me just straight face and not really care. But I'm gonna keep looking for a reason to believe that you'll change. I don't know. This song, production-wise, sounded so pretty. Like, I loved everything where it was sounding. Cher was giving a nice vocal. I don't know if I like the part where she, like, kind of cracks a little bit, where she's like, ah! And I was like, is that... sometimes I wonder, I'm like, is that intentional, or was that just the take? The problem I think I really had is that this song really didn't go anywhere. It didn't really build, and I felt like it could have. It just felt like it was stuck in one place and we were staying there the whole song. So production-wise, stellar. Cher, good, but as a whole, not really all that interested in it. Track number 5, Masters of War.
Come you masters of war, like a Judas of old. You lie and deceive. This world war can't be won. You want me to believe, but I see through your eyes and I see through your brain. A fear to bring children into the world for threatening my baby. Let me ask you one question. Is your money that good? And I hope that you die.
Oh, shit.
And your death will come soon. Well, I'll follow your casket in a pale afternoon.
Okay, that was Masters of War, and so the one thing I forgot to mention before I started doing this is that this is our obligatory Bob Dylan cover. And this is honestly the first time where I wish that I had kind of heard the Bob Dylan version first, because this song coming from Cher just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. It's, from what I gather, it is a song that is a protest against the Cold War nuclear arms buildup of the early 1960s, which I'm sure Cher cared about. I believe that. But like these lyrics just don't feel like they came from her. Like they don't feel like her words, where she was like, I hope you die, I hope I see you die, and if you're dead, then I hope you die even more. It was very, very, very pointed, and you know, considering Bob Dylan is the sole writing credit on this, I feel like this is a song that makes most sense coming from his voices, or not the voices in his head, but his voice. Cher got into it a little more towards the end. But vocally, I felt like it was just kind of like, she was there, she was singing this song. So I'm torn because I liked this song. I was like, I mean, listen, I mean, regardless of if you take it about like your, lyrically, this is the most Madonna gangbang song I've ever heard from Cher. Like, she's like, I hope I see that bitch in hell. So, you know what? Since I've been a little mean so far, I guess, towards some of the songs in this album, I'll give this one a like. Even though I will say it's probably my least favorite of her Bob Dylan takes. It was nice to hear this one. I felt the anger of it, but not necessarily from Cher. Track number 6, the final track on side A, a song I know. This is Do You Believe in Magic? Here we go.
Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart, how music can free her whenever it starts, and it's magic.
magic, baby.
If the music is groovy and the beat starts tapping and you can't seem to find how you got there, so just go blow your mind.
Blow your mind, baby. Okay, that was Cher's cover of Do You Believe in Magic? And actually, who was the original singers of this song? Because actually, I have to make a confession, okay? So the original song is by The Lovin' Spoonful. Okay, I don't know them, but I'm sure I've heard their original version. The way I was introduced to this song many years ago was from the Ally and AJ version. I'm not even like an Ally and AJ stan, but let me just tell you, their cover of that played a million times on the Disney Channel growing up. So that's my introduction to that song. And their version I don't think is all that different from the original version either. This one is a little different, a little more stripped back. I don't love it. I'm gonna put a like next to it because the song is just so good, but Cher's version is just a little more too subdued for my liking. I mean, I guess, you know, I mean, she changed it up a bit, so that's good, but I don't know, not my favorite, but good song. Track number 7, the first track of side B. This is I Wasn't Ready. Okay, last night she was in heaven. Where's she now? Is she in hell?
I'm still on the cloud.
Oh, she's still in heaven. She's on the cloud. Cloud 9. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Last night, I thought it was a game.
I thought it was a game.
He said that he loved me. He told me he'd protect me.
Okay.
He told me he needed me. You see, last night,
I wasn't her grass vocal.
I was in heaven.
Okay, that was I Wasn't Ready for Love, and I appreciated the song. It had a little bit more pep in its step than some of the others have. However, it's still not my favorite thing I've heard from Cher in this earlier material. I like how she was like talking about how she was with this guy, and she thought it was gonna be like a little something, nothing like serious, and then he's like, I'm in love with you, I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna take care of you, and she's like, whoa, I wasn't ready for all that. I liked the song when it started, but then halfway through I was just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this. Again, the vocals were a little inconsistent on this one. There were parts where it sounded like she was cracking, and I was like, that's the take that we decided to include in here? So maybe she wasn't ready to record this song. I don't know. I'm going to put a like next to it because, again, I feel a little bad for this album so far because the song was okay, but nothing I'm falling in love with. Track number 8, we have an iconic Burt Bacharach song, A House Is Not a Home, and I've heard Cher's version of this before, but it's been a while, so let's do it.
A chair is still a chair. Even when there's no one sitting there.
Come on.
But a room is not a house, and the house is not a home where the two of us are far apart, and one of us has a broken heart.
Okay, that was A House Is Not a Home. I'm gonna be quite frank. I like Cher's vocal on this. I hate the production. Like, I just hate it. The way I learned about this song was actually through the infamous television show Glee. In the first season, they do first Kurt sings this song by itself. And I try to pretend like I never heard that one. I hate Chris Colfer, so. And then it's done by Matthew Morrison and Kristen Chenoweth in the One Less Bell to Answer and A House Is Not a Home medley, which I learned last year was not a Glee original, but rather a Barbra Streisand original to mash up those two together. So that's my favorite way to hear the song is with One Less Bell to Answer, and then, beautiful. Cher's vocal, fine. The production, could have cared less. I was like, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm gonna put a light next to it because the song is iconic, but not one I'm gonna flock back to. Track number 9, Take Me for a Little While, which was the second single. I'm hoping since this one was a single, I'll like it a little more.
To make you love me. want me forever, and if you don't need
Okay, the layering is interesting.
and if you can't love me forever, and I love you more, and I feel so helpless, and it ain't funny, 'cause deep inside I know you're never gonna love me, but if you don't want me forever, make you want me. Take me for a little while.
Okay. No, I'm actually, so first of all, lyrically, I don't F's with this song at all. It's very much similar to Reason to Believe. This dude that she's, like, in love with clearly wants nothing to do with her, and she's like, well, how about just for a little while? If I could just have you for a little while, like, all would be well. Too many Toxic Men songs in this album for me so far. The production, in a weird way, it felt like, because keep in mind, this came out in 1968. In a weird way, this felt dated. Like, even then, like, there were parts of it that sounded like a little Motown-y-esque. And they just, I don't know. No, I didn't like this one really at all. I guess out of all these, I get it's, like, single potential choice, because, I mean, it's got somewhat of a nice groove. But, No, I didn't like this one at all. Track number 10, The Click Song, which was the lead single. What? What is she saying? Oh, it's a South African song. Well, I guess this is... Okay, at first I was like, okay, this is cute. We're getting a little bit of a South African song. But then, like, halfway through, I was like, why the hell is this on here? Like, this makes absolutely no sense. So first of all, there are only 2 verses to this song, and it just repeats back and forth. And they translate to, a diviner of the roadways is the knock-knock beetle. Already it climbs up and passes by here. It's the knock-knock beetle. Why? Okay, you know, here's the thing. Culture-wise, I think that's cool to, like, you know, be like, okay, this is a cool South African song that we learned. I like that. I think as a song itself, it's fine. What gets me is, what the hell is this doing right here? Why the hell was this who thought, you know, and who thought that this was gonna be a good single to release to the radios? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Okay. I mean, I guess Cher sounded like she enjoyed singing that, but what, I mean, this should not, what? What? Okay. What was, Sonny produced this album, right? I'm not crazy there. Producer Sonny Bono. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Cher, if you're ever watching this, how? You know, at the end of the day, though, it's cute. It's cute. But I'm so confused. Track number 11, The Impossible Dream, The Quest, from Man of La Mancha. Let's do it. I know I've heard Cher's version of this before. I don't know this show, but I know another song from this show. My voice teacher tried to get me to sing it one time, and I was like, nah, I don't like it. It wasn't this song.
Impossible dream to fight the unbeatable foe, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star. No matter how hopeless, no matter how far.
Okay, that was The Impossible Dream, Cher's take, and I think out of all the three covers I know, I think this is probably the cover I enjoy the most. It doesn't stray too much from the original. Again, I've not really listened to the original Broadway cast recording of Manha. Like I said, the only song I really know is the I Don Quixote, the Man of La Mancha. That's the only one I know. So, obviously I know this song too, but it's fine, I guess. There was one part, and again, in Cher's vocal that I was like, that's the take they went with. I'll put a like next to it, but not flock into it again. Track number 12, the final track of this album, a song called Children. Okay, that's a title. This is kind of giving me those Mama when my dollies had babies vibes. I feel like this now reminds me of The Wizard of Oz. Okay, no, it doesn't anymore.
Very close, then you see there's a love for all.
Okay.
Dancing through the light to music that only they can hear. They are still children.
What?
Now that time has come and gone. Eyes and know that there's nothing to fear. Children. I wish that time stood still, so they would never feel.
Okay, that was a song called Children. And so far I actually think this is the best track off of the album. I cannot believe I had to wait till the very end to hear this. At first I thought it was about a song literally about children, like, you know, the kids, and I was like, gross, I hate them. However, it turned out lyrically it became more about how we as adults, how in a sense we're all still children ourselves too, we're children of life. And that we, when we're younger, we don't see anything, but when we're older, we kind of go into our own paths and focus only on our own paths. And Cher's kind of like God in this song, and that's what I was envisioning. She's looking down at all of us, and I was like, you know, Cher's pretty close to God. So I felt that. It felt in a weird way, kind of, production-wise, reminded me a little bit of Mama When My Dollies Had Babies. There's this like sense of like danger and sadness in the song. Is it one I'm gonna necessarily flock to all the time? I don't know about that, but this is probably the one that I'm most interested to listen to again when I go back and listen to this album. Okay guys, we did it. We finished Cher's 5th studio album, Backstage. And before I say what I want to say, it's really funny. While listening to one of the songs, I looked at the liner notes that are on the back, and I want to read to you what it says back here, because I think it's just so indicative of what this album is. So it says right here, I don't know who wrote this, I think it's probably just saying this, but when the time came to write the liner notes on this album, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say, so I thought about Cher. Well, that just led to a phone call home to see how she was feeling. She had been in bed for the past 2 days with a sore throat. Eventually she asked me what I was doing, and the conversation proceeded as follows. So I'll try and do my Sonny and Cher voice here. This is like, I can't do names. So you know what, we'll just no voice for saying. Trying to write the liner notes for your album. There's nothing to say, really. Really? I just sing, that's all. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Or if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. You mean there's nothing to say? You mean that's all there is to say? I just love to sing. You know what I mean? So like, do your best and I hope that they like it. And I guess that's pretty well says it like it is. She loves to sing and she did her best. Yeah, apparently Cher could have cared less about this album just as much as I could have. I can safely say that out of the 5 Cher albums I've listened to so far, this is the worst one. The problem I think with this album is that it builds up to no momentum. I feel like none of the songs have any good payoffs to them. Cher this is like weird because they're the first two songs I would argue is probably the prime so far of Cher's vocals, but then a lot of the other songs feels like we've kind of divulged back into all I really want to do territory with her vocals. So it's a very inconsistent performance from Cher from the get-go. She doesn't sound as interested in a lot of this material. And clearly, since Sonny seemed to just be the only one handling the production and the liner notes, she could have cared less about this piece of work. And that's kind of how I feel too. I could, like, out of all the albums I've listened to so far, and granted, I know I wasn't in love with Love Cher, but that one has grown on me. I will say that. I felt like I got nothing out of this. Like, I felt like I retained no real new information or Cher songs that I'm happy to know now. Nothing in here I'm like, I need. I guess, like I said, the best songs out of here are probably a song called Children. And this is also ignoring the songs I knew because realistically, I don't think they're even really all that great. I wasn't ready. Masters of War, but again, I feel like Bobby did that. I'm calling him Bobby like I know him. Bob Dylan did it better. And Carnival, which had the best vocal. I don't know. Backstage is just, this is not where it's at. This album also, I feel like, has a title that doesn't really represent anything. Like Backstage, like what, they just take this photo of her backstage getting to a concert and they were like, that's the title of the new album. I don't know, it just feels very, even these photos in the back really have nothing to do with the album. It's just Cher getting ready for a show. I don't know. I feel like out of all the albums I've listened to, this is the one that makes least sense as an album. No. I mean, obviously, like I do, I always go back and I re-listen to some things, and I have the vinyl, so I can pop this on at any time. But I'm not really all that interested in, like, going through this one again. I don't know. It really did not do a whole lot for me. I felt kind of bad for Cher because, like I said, this album didn't do well, so apparently that didn't help either. But Backstage is definitely, so far, I can confidently say my least favorite of the Cher albums I've listened to. No momentum, doesn't really go anywhere, and no real surprises in it at all. I mean, technically, two of the songs that have her best vocals so far, but we'll get better vocals eventually, so it's kind of like, I mean, what are you gonna do? So that's Backstage. What do you guys think of this album? Let me know in the comments below. As always, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Rocha, Twitter at Sal Says Stuff, TikTok at Sal Rocha1, and I will see you guys next Wednesday when we tackle, what is it? 300-3614, something Jackson Highway. It's a number, I forget the exact number, Jackson Highway. But anyway, I know a lot of people have a lot of things that, apparently that's one of the most requested albums that we've been getting to. So I'm excited to listen to that one. I know 2 songs from it, so we'll detail that all next week. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you. And also next week is the last album of the 60s, so we're out! And I've heard so much better things about her 70s work, so we're only going up from here, hopefully. So I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great day. Great rest of your week. Bye. Oh, I always end on a pun. You know what? Honestly, the songs, I wasn't ready for this album, and I don't think I'll ever be. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.